Why is Microsoft putting Gears of War on PlayStation? Why are we seeing this? I'm so sick of Microsoft waving the white flag to PlayStation. So then we gotta be all kumbaya inclusive. We'll bring our exclusives over to PlayStation. Some people can be like, hey, why do you care? Why does it affect you? I'm just so annoyed of this whole Xbox has to be the everybody box where you gotta put your games on every other platform while the other companies don't do the same. I'm not seeing The Last of Us on Xbox. I'm not seeing Mario on Xbox. But Xbox wants to put their stuff on PlayStation. It's kind of corny. I know that people like Phil, he thinks the console war is toxic. It's so toxic that you prefer a brand over another brand. No. These consoles need exclusives. The fact that they're bringing Gears of War to PlayStation is truly telling. They just gave up the fight. We are now just being reduced to time exclusivity on Xbox. Like when Indiana Jones, that was on Xbox for 6 months. I'm assuming it's the same thing as having a Fable, Perfect Dark. The same.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and today we're going to go over your next dose of the salty batch files. Yes, even more salty goodness, even more coping, even more delusion, even more goalpost moving, you name it, it's here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so before we get into it, we are going to get with our next example. We're going to get right to the plot of this, the thesis, the theme, all the good stuff, the salt, the coping, you name it. So let's start with our favorite previous IGN of known fame, our previous person who now has platinum subscriber status. If you want the inside deets of all of his information and opinions and all that, well, Destin Legary's back right here. As you can see, Let's break this down real quick. Y'all really got to stop saying PC gaming costs thousands of dollars. If you're on a budget and absolutely do not need to spend that kind of cash, even a quick Google search will bring up decent options. So we've been over this multiple times. Depending on who you speak to, any other PC elitist, any PC normal person that games and utilizes a PC knows that no, it may not cost thousands, like $2,000, $3,000, but if you want the most up-to-date, squeaky, powerful RAM, graphics card, all that stuff, 120 plus frames, every game you're utilizing to powerhouse things through, etc., you're going to need to spend high amounts of money here if you want to do that. Yes, you can enter the gaming PC ecosystem on a budget PC. How long will that get you? It just depends. A lot of variables, right? So we don't have to spend forever talking about the PC aesthetics of things, how much it costs, etc. We already know that it costs a lot of money. If you want to brag about it, you want those 120 FPS or higher, you want that ray tracing and everything else that comes bundled with that causes the ecosystem to erupt into "we're better than you" mantra. If you want that, you're going to have to spend a lot of money. Again, budget-wise, even budget-wise, you cannot come close to the amount of power that a PS5 Pro is giving you. You're just not. It's been proven time and time again from even PC-centric content creators have shown you that it's not that easy to do. And you have to know what you're doing. And you're going to have to build it yourself. And you get anybody else involved from something from the store-bought. You have to do anything else for someone else to build it for you, depending if it's another vendor or whatever the case is. Anyways, moral of the story is, no, this is absolutely incorrect. I expect none other than Destin Legary, the platinum subscriber, to get these kind of deets from his channel, to go ahead and shoehorn this misinformation, to sit there and lie again to his audience, making it seem like, you know what? I've been following Destin for quite some time. I should just follow him, right? I believe what he says. I'm going to go out there and venture in and go to my local Walmart. I know you shouldn't be going to Walmart, but we've had some other people, if you know, you know, go to Walmart, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can pick you one up, but the point is you're not going to get what you're getting out of that, right? So no, be careful following this idiot. Be careful following the misinformation. And he slyly is not... He's slightly working under the grass there as far as what he's trying to offer here with this advice, all in the name of not giving PlayStation any praise and to go ahead and be like, hey, I'm now a PC dude, is what he's saying. He's not so much Xbox, even though he still loves Xbox, blah, blah, blah. We know how that goes. But again, just another snake in the grass here. Be careful following this moron. Please be careful. Let's go to our next person here. Speaking of journalists and stuff like that, we have something from Eurogamer stating CD Projekt Red stays coy on whether The Witcher 4 can run on the current gen consoles, including Xbox Series S. More detail, hit their article and so on and so forth. Well, Gene Park here. Gene Park, let's see what he has to state here. I'm worried it'll be held back by the PS5 in general. Pump the brakes here. Pump the brakes. Why are we calling out the PS5 over the Series S when that is the weakest of the current gen console generation, right? Why are we calling out the PS5 over the Series S? That should be the voice of concern right there. He continues, we're going to get this game at the end of the gen, obviously. I hope they can commit to a PC-only release if need be, because, hey, if anything else to kind of crap on PlayStation's party here, at least just be PC. That'll be enough ammo to utilize, right? But we can't repeat Cyberpunk again, that's for sure. And I agree with that part. We cannot repeat the Cyberpunk fiasco again. Thankfully, it found its footing. They did right by the consumer. It just wasn't right out of the gate, right? So Cyberpunk running very well on current gen systems and stuff like that, for sure. But let's real quick pull something else up here. Do not forget, by the way, we have an article that just clarifies that CD Projekt Red claims stunning The Witcher 4 Unreal tech demo was running on a standard PS5 at 60 frames per second with ray tracing. Okay? Okay, that's a literal claim. That is a literal thing that happened. Yes, it's a tech demo. Yes, it's not the full game. I will preface this that there's a lot to be, kind of uncovered as far as what it'll do. But also, usually when the games, this goes without saying by now, but if you don't know, here you go. Games will look better, perform better, show better, even if it is running on base models and stuff like that of these consoles, because they're tailored to that for a showcase. When they do release out into the wild, again, if you don't know, typically the graphics and whatever else will kind of take a little bit of a hit to kind of meet that mark, so to speak. It's very rare that we're going to come across games like Cyberpunk where it comes out completely broken like that, especially from such a high-praised developer and the talent behind that team. It's very rare. So I think they learned from the past mistakes. I think they're aware of that. They know what they're working with. They want to make this a multi-plat deal, put it everywhere. But the point being is how salty, and Gene tries to act like he's not a biased fanboy in any way, shape, or form. He's made it abundantly clear that he doesn't care for PlayStation. He's always taken jabs at him and stuff like that. So again, him calling out the PS5 base model, and we have the tech demo it is a powerhouse. That tech demo, being a tech demo or not, it's a powerhouse, and it's showing ray tracing. It's still 60 frames per second. It has great architecture behind that. It really runs games very well when done right, and it's fine. They don't have to compromise as much as they would have to compromise for the Series S. So again, very disappointing in yet another journalist, right? I don't like it. Nobody else should like it. It's very hard. You just want to go out there and trust. Like days in the past, there wasn't really agendas behind it. The biasness would not seep through. You know what I mean? And heck, they can even say, hey, I'm looking forward to, just being honest, looking forward to this running the Series X. It has, great power and architect behind that as well. I think they can, something like that, right? That's fine. I'm not saying you have to praise PlayStation. I'm not saying you have to do anything, but why are you bringing up the area of concern for the PS5 when it's running the tech demo on the PS5 base model with all those bells and whistles, and we're not bringing up the Series S? Do you see how disingenuous that is? That's all I'm saying. Just kind of uncovering that. If you don't know, this is pretty plain as day, black and white. the biasness against that. And again, it makes it hard to trust journalists without bias behind it, right? It's just really difficult. So nobody can tell the truth out there, it seems, anymore. That's why I try to keep telling the truth on this channel. And when I say try, I have not slipped up and given you misinformation on purpose, or if I'm not sure of something, I will preface that and say, take it with a grain of salt, etc., right? But let's move on from that BS there, right? We're going to bring back the busted can of biscuits, Risk It himself, back once again. He just makes absurd claims on the daily anymore. That's all he's got. But here we go. If you like JRPGs and anime, I could see how this would appeal to you, talking about the PlayStation State of Play. I bought my PlayStation for Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, Bend, and Housemarque. Okay. No, you didn't buy it for Bend and Housemarque. You didn't buy it for Bend and Housemarque. You were making fun of Days Gone just last month. Last month, you were making fun of a post I made showing Days Gone, having some fun with it. You were poking fun at it, basically saying it was garbage. But here, your disingenuous ass is going to sit there and act like Bend is a reason why you're having a PlayStation 5? Get out of here with your nonsense. But let's continue here. After this state of play, sticking to Xbox was clearly the right choice. Huh? What? So now, is he making fun of folks in a way of, oh, you like JRPGs and anime, I could see how this would appeal to you, but not me, because I'm not into that weeb stuff. You don't have to be a weeb to be into this stuff. I mean, my lord, that was such a good state of play. The saltiness is seeping through like crazy. And again, how is Xbox clearly the right choice if you're talking about a console, an ecosystem? Your Xbox games are now everywhere, especially on PlayStation's ecosystem. If you want to act like, hey, I have to stay with Xbox because that's the only place I'm going to get Gears of War and Forza and Halo and etc., all those are coming. Hashtag whole slate. Hashtag no red line. We've been through this over and over again. It's all coming. So what kind of a statement, disingenuine, POS, asinine statement is that? How stupid do you have to be? How you have even, and you don't have a crap ton of followers, you have enough, but it's a lot more than I do, trust me. So that's saying something, right? For somebody that consistently lies and is being disingenuous and overhyping a packaged product and ecosystem that's not speaking true to form. It's not. This is absolutely ridiculous right here. And it's all coming from a place of salt and coping and illusion and hanging on to the final threads of what makes Xbox a hardware console. Again, they're leaning towards this new PC Xbox generation that's coming because you can't do that right now with PC, guys. You better wait for that Xbox sticker and other features that might have that Xbox ecosystem-esque appearance within that system. So, but no, yeah, let's wait for that instead of just going out and getting you a PC if that's what you want to do. You want to play PlayStation games via Steam, go get you the PC. We've been over this. However, let's continue to go on to the next example here. So, of course, Alex is back, right? It's clear now why PlayStation fanboys are excited for Xbox games. Sure. If PlayStation fanboys are excited for Xbox games, more power to them. If that creates hype for them, great. They like games, they enjoy games. I don't see how this is an L in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, I think he's referring to, at this point in time, the state of play that recently happened, right, with PlayStation, and acting like that was a mid-performing state of play. And then, of course, below, Cuck Eastwood, Colt Eastwood, whatever, Colt Eatwood, whatever you want to call him. Brother, they're big mad, delete this. Who is mad? Why would we be mad about the state of play that offered all sorts of great games there and awesome stuffs and showing? I mean, I don't understand. What are we reaching for here? The only one that's mad is you for a failing ecosystem that you built your identity on and it failed. And now you gravitated and you cowardly jumped ship over to PC because Xbox isn't going to cut it for you alone, but you still got to defend them. You still got to be in that circle. Because you have your little buddies in there and you still got to be invited to events and all that stuff as well, right? But yeah, it's clear that fanboys, PlayStation fanboys, are excited for Xbox games. Let me tell you, to preface this as well, it's kind of like that forbidden fruit, right? I'll tell you what, I was always interested in Sea of Thieves. I was interested in Grounded. I thought they had high potential, right? Regardless of what I heard all those years on Xbox, it wasn't enough to entice me to get over to the ecosystem. Be like, I got to play these games. I'm like, if I ever get to it, I get to it. It does pique my interest enough, but not enough to go ahead and invest in that ecosystem, right? But I did. As soon as they came over to PlayStation, I'm like, great, I was going to check them out. Let me do it. It's that forbidden fruit. I could have waited on a sale. I didn't have to get it day one, but I was like, it was that forbidden fruit taste. You're enticed. I get them. Massively disappointed in Grounded. Massively disappointed in Sea of Thieves. Sea of Z's is more like it. I'm just being honest, not my cup of tea. But yeah, people are going to, anytime a new entry, an IP that was forbiddenly not on the PlayStation ecosystem, whether it be Forza or Gears or Halo or Fable, Starfield, whatever, people are going to buy it because it's an enticement of that not being on there. The same way that if natively God of War 2018, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon, Uncharted, whatever, was natively on the Xbox hardware console system, not through Steam, natively through the system, you bet people are going to pick that up because it was like, man, these would never have seen the light of day on my Xbox hardware system. But here we are. People are going to do it. People are going to be excited about IPs that made a particular ecosystem. That's how that works. Congratulations, Captain Fucking Obvious. Good job. Now, let's continue on here. Same thing. Alex, again, stating the same thing, but Colt, twice as nice, right? He couldn't just let it leave. He sits there, banger tweet, Xbox has the games. He had to reply twice in this thread because he's just feeling it. He's filling himself full of oats. He's feeling it. He's feeling it, guys. Unfortunately, nothing is filling his head because it sure as hell isn't brain cells. I'll tell you that, because what kind of a tweet is that? Xbox has the games. Well, if Xbox has the games, PlayStation has all the games, because the Xbox first-party games are either on PlayStation right now or continually coming over to the PlayStation ecosystem. Hashtag whole slate. Hashtag no red line. Hashtag you went over like a coward and jumped ship to PC. And here you still are, trying to defend and hype up the Xbox ecosystem. That white flag was raised. It is what it is. But to sit there and be so ridiculous to be like, Xbox has the games. How delusional do you have to be? The lack of self-awareness, ladies and gentlemen, is completely out the window. Is completely out the window. I don't know what else to say to that. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And this guy has a crap ton of followers and subscribers, man. And people just eat this crap up, man. They just eat it. Man, you can like a brand. We can all prefer brands, guys. We can prefer. Maybe you like Coke over Pepsi or vice versa. Maybe you like DeWalt Power Tools over Ryobi or vice versa. Whatever the case is, Milwaukee, whatever. We all have our preferences of brands, but why do you have to be that delusional? We all have different tastes. We all have different preferences. That's fine. But to sit there and be delusional to yourself and to your audience, grifting, shilling, frauds, you name it. That's all they are. That's all they do. Case in point. Let's continue. And he's still not done. I mean, he was on one. Alex was on one, man. PlayStation state of third party. What's Xbox? What's Xbox? Third party. But yes, why did you make that statement? Because you like the grift. You got to appease to your audience. You got to do it. That's what you do. That's what you do. Then, of course, you have your good buddy Snap Blast because he's genuine about everything, isn't he? Blue circle mark and did a Photoshop state of mid because it was so mid that he had to comment. I mean, that means you're salty about it. If it was truly bad, you would actually have something to say about it. You would have something to critique, whatever the case is, that would be legit, not just throwing crap and hopefully it sticks to the wall here. But man, these guys are just so salty. How much did that Marvel game hurt the Xbox fanboys. Alex has to sit there and rain on the parade of State of Mid, because that's what they're calling it. The State of Mid to them. He has to rain on the state of play, State of Mid. Why? Because that appeases his audience. His audience is probably pissed off they don't get this Marvel fighting game, and it's on PC, and it's on PlayStation, but not Xbox. So he's got to appease the audience. Good for him. At least he has ammo, but the actual Xbox fanboys, they're fuming. They're fuming, and that's why it's mid to them. Oh, let's finish up here. It's been a minute since we had Jamie Moron here. Yes, I'm not going to say Moran. It is Moron because that's what he is. But I love good receipts, guys. I love good receipts. And I know these have been a while. Sometimes people are like, why are you bringing up old receipts? I like to bring up old receipts from time to time. A, if I haven't featured them on this channel yet. And B, a lot of people haven't seen these receipts. So, as you can see, the first one here being, for 20 years, people have ran with the whole Xbox could go third party. Because they could. And for 20 years, it's still the worst take, and the fact they still mention it proves they have no self-awareness. No self-awareness is having the last name of Moron and not realizing you're a moron. Yes, I know it's Moran, but it really should be pronounced Moron. You might as well run with it because that's what you are. However, you want fair competition, but don't actually want any competition. Wrong. We need competition. We need competition. Nobody but the most hardcore fanboys would not want that because that hurts all the quality, all the ecosystems and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. People think it'd be fine if Xbox does go full third party, even with the hardware and stuff, and they're not really relevant except for publishing and putting their games everywhere. I don't know. I do think PlayStation still needs that competition. So we'll see what happens there. And then of course he finishes up, stop it. It's a bad take. No, moron, you should have stopped it a long time ago because your takes are always terrible. And again, you don't know what you're talking about. And look what came to fruition because those with any sense of decency and common sense could have told you this was the aftermath that would be happening for so long with Xbox if they didn't pull their head out of their own ass and course correct. But he's not done. We have receipt number 2 from Jamie Moron here. For the 30,003rd time, that's a weird number to just randomly spew out, 22 years later. No, Xbox is not going third party. You heard it from the Moron himself. They're not going third party. Oh, wait, they went third party. Can we go one full week without people doing this? Why? Because it bruises that fragile ego back then? Because it brought to the forefront of your deepest and darkest fear, them going full third party, them potentially not being able to compete appropriately with PlayStation or anybody else. You holding so tight to this corporation, this came to fruition. I could only imagine how much it truly bothers you. You try to act like it doesn't nowadays, of course, because that's what you guys do. You move the goalpost, you adapt, you do this, you do that. You may even jump ship like Gaz and Colt and etc. But ultimately, it burns you up, pisses you off. You guys lost. You didn't heed warning. You thought it was all just fanboy talk that Xbox was going to go full third party. And look where we are. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. And actually, I don't hate that I told you so because I hate idiots that don't listen. And a lot of idiots out there didn't listen. And now they're playing the it's okay game. And it's okay they're third party. And we're going to play PlayStation games on Steam via the next Xbox PC thing. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Pathetic, embarrassing, you name it. But that being said, we will wrap up the video here. I appreciate it, folks. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Every like and comment does help out the algorithm. Would also love to hear from y'all down below, so thank you so much for that. In addition, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. We are definitely so close to our 3,500 sub goal, so thank you guys so much. Less than 100 at this point, so thank you, of course. And as always, if you want the truth, stick around for this. I'm going to be upfront with y'all all the time. I'm going to be the most real person with you all. So if you want that, No BS, that's what we're here for, and to have a little bit of fun like we're doing. So, at the end of the day, as always, just remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see y'all next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.